taking it back to regulation on a different front, what would you say, what does it really take to be regulation ready as a crypto startup in Africa? Because I know Kotani Pay is now licensed in South Africa. Congratulations. I know it's not easy.
Yeah.
And you're currently pursuing compliance in Kenya. So what does it actually take to be regulation ready, would you say? What are some of the challenges you're experiencing? Or what are some of the things that people should take as leakage as you're moving towards the forefront of that?
Yeah. So it's a case that, especially in crypto, a lot of people don't like regulation because you are not meant to, crypto, it's meant to be.
Exactly.
But I think there is an interpretation problem there. Decentralization and democratization, in my interpretation, means that we can all now participate in the global economy. We can get access to credit, we can get access to lending, we can actually get paid. Have you guys seen online writers being locked out of their accounts, PayPal accounts, and they have had these accounts for 7 years? Right? Like that's a reality in Kenya. But if a guy is getting paid on a crypto wallet, then it's not a problem.
It's less.
Yeah, but there are other challenges, which is somebody can use this technology for nefarious, there are evil people. There are very few evil people, but they're evil people. You can use it for nefarious activities. You can use it to fund terrorism, fund the Al-Shabaab, give them weapons. You can use it to do money laundering. You can use it for all these things.
We do not endorse.
We do not endorse. And by the way, it's a very small percentage compared to cash. Cash is actually a much bigger percentage in these activities than crypto is. Because the problem with crypto is it's traceable. So even if I do these activities, as much as it's supposed to be anonymous, we can actually see the IP address, we can see...
That's why the news is out there. Whenever there's a crypto scandal, everybody knows about it. But when we look at the scandals happening daily, it's still in financial systems.
Yeah,
then...
it's still in the traditional financial system, and you can't trace it. You can't trace cash, right? If there are guys in Congo who have gone there, killed people, taken diamonds, sold those diamonds and gotten dollars, cash dollars, there's no way you can trace that, right? So that's a misnomer. It's a false belief. The thing about regulation is we want to think about maybe, let's say, 5 main issues. One is consumer protection. Yes, your mother or aunt decides, finally they're convinced that this thing works and they want to buy a Bitcoin. But then somebody comes and tells them, even leave Bitcoin alone, we have this thing called Bitcoin Gold. Invest in this Bitcoin Gold, right? Which is essentially, you'll find always, it's not even on the blockchain. It's not even a real thing, right? But there's a lot of marketing around it. There are a couple of Chinese guys or Indian guys who come and market it and whatnot. And they scam your aunt, they scam your. So if you have a licensed platform that says it's a crypto platform, it is a much easier problem to deal with. So you need a licensing regime that says, who are you? You're a wallet, okay. Are you custodying assets? Meaning, are you holding people's assets or are people holding the assets for themselves? So we talk about custodial versus non-custodial.
Yes.
If you're holding assets, guess what? We expect you to give us some money, capital requirements, so that if you ever disappear or you die or something happens or you're hacked, we can actually give back to consumers at least 60 to 70%. That's why even when FTX happened, the first people to be made whole were the Japanese, because Japan had already applied laws to FTX and FTX had to keep some money in Japan. So the Japanese were the first to be given 60 to 70%. Everybody else, including even the Americans, because they did not have regulation, had to wait another 2-3 years. So not a bad thing, consumer protection.
Yes.
Okay. 2 is what we talked about, anti-money laundering, CFTC, which is I'm a platform that is facilitating the exchange of crypto with local currencies. I need to know who I'm transacting with. It will surprise you. Even in the case of Kotani Pay, it will surprise you. We've gotten people who are even on the CIA watch list. Somebody wants to convert, but they're on a they're on a watch list.
They're on a watch list.
So the purpose of compliance is to protect you against processing for people who have nefarious intent. A lot of the other people is they just want to own the asset.
Yeah.
But there are a few people here that you'll get. The third thing is taxation, which is it's a new activity and the government wants to tax it, they want to make money because the government always must move with the times, right? But even with taxation, you need fair taxation. So in like Kenya, we had bad taxation, we refused. We said this is not going to work, it's going to kill the industry, and we lobbied for fair taxation. So the 5 issues there being licensing, meaning I'm a provider, I need to be licensed, I need to be known, I need to have an office, we need to know who's behind this. If I need to put some money aside so that I protect consumers, consumer protection, taxation, anti-money laundering, CFTC. So the first people who did this in Africa was SA, and that's why for us, like, we moved operations there because it's much easier to do business. Kenya is now working on its first bill. I believe it's in 3rd reading, so meaning it'll probably pass in August or October. Congrats to the community, by the way. The Kenyan crypto community worked very hard, and congrats to the parliamentarians for seeing the potential of this new technology and then putting guardrails for it. So we are properly positioned to lead, at least in East and Central Africa. And I think it's Ghana and Rwanda now who have followed our footsteps and are also like establishing their own guidelines